Okay, looks like we are recording. I am excited to begin. We are starting our Patreon page. Alicia and I were so happy about it. And this is my first live in the moment new moon tarot card pull. If I haven't shown you before, this is the deck that I use. So this is how I'm going to do today's video. I'll move around and do it in different places, but for today, we're at my desk. I use the OSHO Zen tarot deck. Super awesome. It's like just amazing. And I've got everybody I know, I think, hooked on using it too, because the descriptions are really, really good. So I'm just going to go through my process here. I'm not a shuffler. I spread them out on my desk and shuffle in the very old-fashioned little kid way. So I'm going to do that and ground in and really connect into the energy of what's happening. So we are new moon in Virgo. It's been really intense for a lot of people this week. The podcasts that I've been doing have been focused on reset and cleansing and clearing out the old patterns, starting to test some new ones. And then today, really looking at this Virgo details. You know, the Virgo energy for me is very precise, very efficient. There's a plan. We follow the plan. We cover all of the details and the bases. And then some awesome things happen with Virgos when they are in charge. So what we are going to do today is tune into past, present, future. I'm going to pull 3 cards. The way that I do it, I just shuffled and then I just kind of, you know, stack and restack for a few minutes and tune in and feel like what it is that my intention would be bringing forward for all of us. So as we pause at this moment, which is really all that is true and real, is this moment right here. So I am in this body at this desk. I am pulling cards for the energy I feel right now. And then the moment that you watch it and you experience it and you have this interaction with me and with Alicia and I, you're going to have your own receiving of energy and feeling whatever your match is to it. So anything that was past before this moment, we're going to tune into that. And then we're going to get a feel for what's happening right now, right here. And then what can guide us as we're moving forward into the next lunar month. Okay. All right. New moon in Virgo. I'm going to pull the 8th card. It's just the way that I like to do it because I like number 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th card. Compromise. Compromise is where we've been. I'll show you what that means in a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're counting with me. 8. Success. I guess I should have shown you compromise. Compromise. Success is where we are right now. Yeah. Isn't that exciting? And where are we headed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dun, dun, dun. Postponement. So good. So good. This is really good. And I'm going to do a bonus just from our guides because we can and it's fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Completion. Completion. So good. All right. So what do these mean and how does this all tie together? Let me offer you a few reflections. So the past, where we've been. The compromise card, I'll bring it really close for you. All right, the compromise card. What it actually says is don't compromise, because when you compromise, when you, in the description it talks about how in the old days of past in the courts that they would have these games of intrigue that would be played, and so we would be trying to make each other happy and settle for something that would work for the group. And when we do that, we lose such touch with our own integrity. We forget, like, who are we as individuals? And if we are showing up in our truth and expressing ourselves in our truth, there's really no need to compromise. And compromise doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve the group either. It's like lowering the bar. Instead of raising the bar in your own expression of who you are, and then becoming more of that, more of that, and more of that. When we compromise, we keep deflating ourselves, lowering the bar for ourselves and for everyone around us. And so the past, as I tune into that card, is an energy for everything, and it could be recent or it could be your whole life. It could be all the lifetimes you've ever lived before. Many of us may have a match to that. But if we are here in this moment, we're saying before, compromise was perhaps how we operated. So we would give in at moments where we didn't really want to, or it wasn't actually in the highest and best good for us to do that. Because it's in the past, no more. No more. And so instead, in this moment, we move into success. Let me bring that a little closer to you. In the description of the card, it talks about how we are kind of like when a championship team does their parade, right? They come into town and they've got all the ticker tape and the streamers and the celebrations, and the people are lining up in the middle of the streets in the city, and everything shuts down, and there's this parade of the success of the accomplishment. What it describes in this card is, don't get attached to the success. Ride the waves of it. So there may be this like, yes, I'm done compromising. I'm in a place of like clarity and power, and I know where I'm going, and I'm totally in flow with who I'm going to be. Just enjoy it. That's what the card says. Enjoy it. Enjoy it as you're in it. Celebrate the fact that you've reached this phase of success, and don't be attached to it. Ride the tiger. And know that at some point the tiger's going to lay down and take a nap, and the ticker tape is going to run out and there won't be any more, and people are going to turn their attention to something else, and it's all okay. It's all okay. It's just part of that cycle, right? If you were always riding the tiger down Central Parkway and there was always a celebration, eventually you'd get tired of that. It would be boring. So what this card describes is, and I don't know if you can tell, it's literally on top of the world. Can you see that at the bottom? It says just ride the tiger wherever it's going, knowing you're going to have massive, awesome, fun celebration, which may be where you are right now. And then it's going to come back to like a quieter, calmer, perhaps even what you might think are some dips, but they're really not. It's just the next step, right, that the tiger is taking. So be present is really the biggest message from that. Be present for whatever the experience is right now, and enjoy it to its fullest. And don't get attached to it. Let it just pass through. I have several people I've been saying this to recently, ride the waves. Ride the waves, knowing as one is cresting and perhaps it's about to dip, it's going to come back up again. So go into the dip, feel the grief, feel the anger, feel the sadness, sleep all day, whatever it is you need. And then when you come back up, use that rising up energy to do the things that most need to get done. Ride with the wave and maximize what the energy is doing for you. And don't get attached to the fact that you're going to feel good forever, because at some point you might come back down. And so if you can just learn to just ebb and flow, and not get seasick, as one of my friends said to me today. I'm like, you're not always going to be seasick. Just, right? You just sort of ease into all of it. That's what the success card is saying. So the future is now. That's really what the card means. When it says postponement, it means don't postpone. Don't postpone. Don't wait. Don't put up till tomorrow what you can do today. It says just be in the moment of creating it now. Don't put it all off and keep telling everybody no and keep pushing away the things that actually are ready to be created and experienced right now. If you look at the card, in the description, it's kind of maybe not as easy to see with the colors and the lighting here. In the window that's yellow, everything inside of that is a brightly colored painting. Around it, everything else is gray. And then the clothes that she's wearing are just starting to have a little bit of color come into them. And so it describes in the description, of the card, it says when you're always looking out the window, waiting, wandering, daydreaming, not actually stepping into that reality, everything you're in right now feels gray, feels blah, like it's not going to work. It's never going to work. Why should I even try? When you see that that's possible outside of the window and you allow that to come in, which is what she's feeling, all those clothes are starting to feel some of that color, you start to merge with that landscape. And so you're imagining yourself in there, but you're also starting to create action to get into that landscape. And so the energies are pulling the two closer together, and you're allowing that to become your reality, to become your experience. That's where all the color is. That's where all the vibrancy is, instead of the gray, dull landscape. And so the card pretty much says, don't put it off. Don't keep daydreaming about something that's going to happen. Start creating it. Take little steps towards it. Which, you know, success is telling us, go for it. You're going to have success and you're not going to have success. It's going to go up and down. So why postpone? Just have some fun with it. So that's a great card for moving into the next lunar cycle. So as we stand here, Virgo energy is about reset, renew, the mind, tuning into the details of things, having plans, being very organized and efficient. Start somewhere. Take that dream that you know is something you want to experience. Tune into the dream and then start to take a couple little steps towards it. Only the ones that feel good, that feel guided, that feel right. If you don't have those yet, wait a little bit until you do, and then go into that experience that you're most wanting to have. And then the bonus card from our guides, completion. Completion. So if you can see, this card has a puzzle of a face, and the last piece of the puzzle that's being put in is the third eye. Can you see that? So cool. This card is really powerful. And what it describes in the description, what it describes in the description is how that ability to intuitively be guided, to see, to know, to trust, to, like the postponement card says, to visualize it as real here, is often the last part that we learn to trust in our journeys. It's the completion of our activation, of our awakening. I'm going to see it, feel it, believe it, and then create and act from this third eye. So the third eye is actually this whole section, right? So it includes your eyes, which means as your third eye is being activated, as you're completing whatever this phase of your journey is that the card is describing, you're going to feel and sense things with your third eye, but you're going to actually see things happening in your physical eyes too. We live in an energetic first, reality, physical-based experience second. So trust, if you're seeing signs that your third eye is like, brought you that one, how'd you talk to that person, how'd you read that email, how'd you go to that event, your third eye is guiding you into a physical reality. It's this postponement card. Your third eye right here is seeing, experiencing, even though it's not happened yet, and then you're going to manifest it, create it, bring it into your own actual experience here as a human on Earth. Those are some damn good cards. It's really good. It's really good. And then in between the computer and the cards, I put this little crystal that is called a window crystal. When you aim it, the point amplifies whatever it is that you're bringing forward. So I have that as a way to amplify these cards into your experience through this video. All right, let me know how these resonate. Leave some comments, and we'll be back soon. So much fun. Have a great day, everybody. Happy new moon.